coming in from the Supreme Court. We're talking about the hijab hearing that's going on in the top court. The Karnataka government has blamed PFI in the Supreme Court. The Karnataka government has said that PFI influenced petitioners. Children were drawn into this controversy, and PFI is part of a larger conspiracy. This is what the Karnataka government's position is as far as the hijab hearing in the Supreme Court is concerned. My colleague Meenakshi joins us for more on this. Meenakshi, the Karnataka government has pinned the blame on PFI. For the benefit of our viewers, could you share more details and the context of and the significance of PFI in this entire controversy?
Well, yes, before we get into the arguments today that have transpired before the Supreme Court, important to highlight for our viewers that the matter as of today still stands inconclusive. Today was day 9 of proceedings. The hijab row, arguments will continue tomorrow, which is going to be day 10 of the proceedings before the Supreme Court. But today, again, the PFI is the organization we have heard many times feature in the Supreme Court, not just in the hijab row, but our viewers will recall famously it was the Siddiqui Kapan case as well, where PFI as a contraband organization was argued in the Supreme Court. So today also PFI, purported link to PFI and the hijab row was argued by the solicitor, and like you rightly mentioned, it was submitted before the Supreme Court that the idea and the main intention of PFI was to create disturbance and unrest in the state, something that was also investigated by the Karnataka government. But apart this, what is hugely important is how the solicitor today has given the example of hijab uprising currently underway in the Islamic State of Iran. That's of paramount importance. The solicitor argued in the Supreme Court that currently in Iran, which is an Islamic state, women are protesting against the essential wearing of hijab. And the solicitor said this because he wanted to make out a case that in Quran, in the Holy Quran, hijab is something that is preferred or permissible. It is not something essential. That's the moot point here that is being argued and debated in the Supreme Court pertaining to the hijab row. The Muslim side is obviously saying that hijab is an essential ingredient of Islam itself, and therefore under the protection of Article 25 and 26 of the Indian Constitution. Today, the solicitor was giving an example of an Islamic state which is in the midst of very big uprising by women there, saying that hijab, therefore, as per Quran, is something which is permissible or preferred, but it is certainly not essential, which is why in an Islamic state like Iran, women are protesting the compulsory imposition of wearing of hijab. Of course, this is something like we just pointed out to our viewers. It stands today also as inconclusive. Arguments are underway. We will see what more follows. Day 10 will happen tomorrow before the Apex Court.
All right. Thank you, Meenakshi, for getting us those updates.